Roaches in Her Crib by QUAN MILLZ, Chapter 3. Bass heavy lyrics to the deceased infamous Lil Jojo, a local Chicago drill rapper, thundered from the black 2005 Chevy Monte Carlo strolling up Halstead Avenue. Sunlight reflected off illegal tints plastered across all windows of the car. As bass thumped in the trunk, its vibrating warlike sound mixed in with the car's V6 exhaust. The tints were the perfect way for Deontay to hide and immerse himself in the thick cloud of weed smoke filling his whip. "So where we going again?" Marvin, one of his guys, asked as they strolled up the street, headed to Fred Queish's apartment about 5 blocks north. Deontay pulled the fat blackwood blunt out of his mouth and passed it to Fam. He blew out a dense plume of smoke from his nostrils, his eyes glued to the light traffic on the two-way street. "Man, I know this thick, yellow bitch to stay up in Inglewood that want to let the team hit in exchange for some weed and pills." Cough, cough. Some fire-ass dro was playing the drums inside of Marvin's lungs. He covered his mouth and tried to contain his cough. "Damn, she down to do two dinos in the AM?" Marvin asked, as if he finally got some oxygen in his lungs. "Shorty sound like a super thought." Deontay chuckled. "Hell yeah, she is. I smashed plenty of times. I told her you was with me." Marvin passed the blunt back to Deontay. He took a few tokes from the blunt and turned down the music slightly. Deontay turned his face towards Marvin and asked, "So you down, nigga?" "Hell motherfucking yeah, you know I'm down, my nigga. Shit. Some AM pussy? Shit better be smacking like some motherfucking Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Great!" Deontay busted out laughing. "My nigga, you's a goofball. For real, for real." The weed pull pusher paused for a moment. He rubbed his fresh, wavy fade and wiped his mouth, a tad on the chubby side. Deontay was light brown and was decked out in typical dope boy attire. Long white tee, True Religions, red Jordans on his feet, no belt on, of course, so the moment he got out the car, his pants were going to be sagging. Marvin was wearing a similar outfit. His Jordans, though, were turquoise. "Okay, well, just as a warning, though, Shorty's crib might be a wreck. She kinda nasty with it, but that pussy fire, though," Deontay confessed. Marvin let out a nervous chuckle. "Nigga, what? We finna fuck a bitch who got roaches and shit in her crib?" "Yeah, man, but shit, I'm telling you, that pussy is schmacking. And the bitch will slurp on a dick and drink nuts like it's motherfucking vanilla bean frappuccino from Starbucks. Venti size. That's the tallest, my nigga." "Bro, yo, you nasty as fuck," Marvin laughed, choking on the weed smoke. "I'm gonna have to do an assessment on this bitch's crib before I decide if I wanna fuck or not." Marvin snickered again and shook his head. The slightly chubby tan buddy wondered if his dude was playing games with him and just trying to deter him from getting some ass, but he was down for whatever. If the bitch was offering some ass, he was up to the task. As the Monte Carlo maid came up to the intersection of 63rd and Halstead, Deontay spotted Shorty's building, then parked on the empty side street. Deontay checked to see if any parking meters lined the street. Nope, good, because he owed the city $300 in parking tickets, and one more. A big-ass yellow boot was going on one of the Monte Carlo's tires. He chucked the engine off, took the keys out of the ignition, and stuffed them into his pocket. "Alright, so like I said, don't get freaked out and shit, cause the whole little filthy with it. But she gonna suck them balls, might even lick your ass." "Nah, she can suck on the balls, but the ass is completely off limits. We'll see." Marvin produced a scowl on his face and hung his mouth open in disgust. "Nigga, you gay." Deontay smacked his teeth. "Fuck, nigga, get out of this car so we can get this pussy and then bounce so we can get something to eat." Deontay jokingly shoved Marvin. Fred Queish's weed man opened up his front console, looked down, and whipped out a bottle of some cheap, big-ass green bottle of Curve cologne he copped from Walmart on 87th not too long ago. He doused himself in a million sprays and then handed it to Marvin, who followed suit. The two young gangster disciple gang members hopped out of the all-black Monte Carlo, wiped themselves free of blunt ash, and made their way up to the front door of the apartment complex. Deontay pulled out his phone and shot Fred Queisha a text, alerting her that they'd arrived and were downstairs at the front door. Less than 30 seconds later, the front door opened. Buzzed. Voila, magic. Deontay smiled. He checked his pockets. One last time to make sure he brought his stash of OG, Kush weed, and XTC pills with him. Once he felt he had everything there, he pushed the front door open and led himself and Marvin through. The duo made their way up to the second floor of the apartment building. They trekked down the cigarette-smelly hallway to apartment 3B. Arrived. Knock, knock, knock. Frequisha jumped at the sound of the three thuds pounding her door. She quickly pulled herself up from off the couch, rushed through the cluttered living room, and made her way to the front door of the apartment. She swung the door open, and there stood Deontay with a huge grin daubed across his face, along with the more nonchalant, slightly nervous-looking Marvin. "What's up, little mama? Got your kids out for the motherfucking weekend and shit, I see." "Shit, you already know. Couldn't wait to get their asses out. They be so damn Era." Era was a Chicago nigga way of saying irritating. Deontay was a local, small-time dope boy from Roseland neighborhood. Standing at around 5'11", Deontay, although on the chubbier side, had this semi-linebacker build to him. Marvin was built similarly. "Come on in. Place a bit messy, but fuck it. Y'all gonna be here. Y'all ain't gonna be here that long anyways." Frequisha led the two gentlemen and then slammed and locked the door. Marvin's eyes widened at the filth splattered across the entire apartment and almost wanted to instantaneously throw up at the portfolio of disgusting smells, punching him in his mouth, even in his mouth. Oh my god. Ain't it funny how sometimes you can smell shit, no pun intended, through your mouth? Silent, Marvin's eyes peered into the kitchen and saw the sink overflowing with dishes. The fuck, he thought to himself, completely blown the fuck away. He truly thought Deontay was fucking with him about the condition of Frequisha's apartment, but he obviously wasn't joking. This bitch needed Iyanla Van Zant to come and give her a reality check into the depth of her filth. Marvin looked down and instantly snapped. "Ah, stomp, stomp!" A roach ran across his shoe and he screamed, quickly trying to kill it. Deontay looked at Marvin, slightly embarrassed. "Bro, chill the fuck out. It's just a fucking roach. You scared of roaches, pussy nigga? Man, fuck you. That roach was the size of a cat. Little nigga tried to run up in my pants and shit." "Boy, bye," Frequisha lightly roared and rolled her eyes. "Where's you from anyways? Ain't you from the hood too?" "Man, I'm from Southside, 71st and Jeffrey, but what? You ain't seen roaches? Ain't seen a roach before? Nigga, you a lie." "I mean, I've seen a roach before, just not 1,000, Marvin joked. "Anyways," Frequisha, slightly annoyed, rolled her eyes and huffed. But just that quickly, she changed her disposition, smiled, and stuck her tongue out. So what y'all on this weekend?" Frequisha asked. "Shit, nothing. Same shit, different day," Deontay replied. "I bet. Anyways, y'all want something to drink? I got some vodka. I also got some Hennessy in the cabinet." "Nah, I'm good," Marvin quickly replied. Deontay smacked his teeth. "Let me get some of that Henny." "Go get the Henny, nigga," Deontay instructed Marvin. "I said I'm good, bro." "I know you said you good, but I ain't. Go get it so I could roll up this loud, fuck nigga." "Yo, Frequisha, which cabinet it in?" Deontay, sensing Marvin's disgust with the condition of the apartment, was low-key fucking with him. He wanted to throw his ass deeper into the filth by exposing him to the abomination that was lurking in the kitchen. "In the right cabinet next to the sink. There's some cups there too," Frequisha replied. "Aight, bro, stop playing and go get it," Deontay grinned, then grabbed Frequisha by her upper arm and danced her into the living room, and then sat on the couch together. He whipped out his big-ass Ziploc bag of weed, a pack of grape-flavored Dutchies, and his lighter. Marvin cautiously strolled into the kitchen. "Man, this is some fuckity-fuck shit for real, he thought to himself as he entered the kitchen. Complete filthy madness smacked his dark brown pupils. Roaches galore, taking cautious, deliberate steps. He laser-focused his eyes into the cabinet that apparently contained the bottle of Hennessy. Once Marvin arrived at the cabinet, tuning out the nastiness that defined the entire kitchen, he opened the cabinet. "Fuck," he griped, quickly closing the cabinet. He saw four roaches chillaxing near a glass. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and then slowly opened the cabinet, trying to ignore the roaches. He quickly pulled the bottle down and then dashed back into the living room. Although Marvin would give Frequisha 4.3 on a scale of 1 through 10, her ass truthfully deserved a negative 17.8 for living in this nasty, fucked up apartment. Hopefully, this Fred Quisha bitch would get high sooner rather than later so we can fuck and then bounce. Marvin entered the living room and then sat on an adjacent love seat as Fred Quisha and Deontay looked enthralled with one another. You rolled up yet? Marvin asked. Yeah, fuck nigga. Just waiting for your scared ass. Man, just light that shit up, bro, Marvin responded. Slight frown scrunched his face as he scratched his arms. Psychosomatic.